What up, guys? This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, and you are live inside the Dungeon Palace Studios yet again. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. So many people out there that's supporting the channel, so I can't show my appreciation enough. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Before we get started, I just want to shout out a few of the new subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. Popping up on screen, you'll see these guys right now. Thank you guys so much. It's guys like you that make what we're doing here possible. So thank you guys so much. If you are new to the channel and you have not done so yet, please hit that subscribe button now and also click that bell notification because you don't want to miss out on the content just like this that I'll be dropping for you guys in the near future. And now let's get to the video. I was listening to some old school records, some classic soul records from like the 60s, the 70s, and I really got inspired by just some of the sounds that I heard. I was really inspired on the same vibe that Rick Ross has in his joints, that Maybach classic type vibe, and I know just from doing research on his music, he uses a lot of classic samples from the 70s to get that really nice soulful vibe.
Burning butter got it smelling like it's butterscotch. Every bird bounce take it to another notch.
Maybach shit.
Bright lights in dark corners is night, embark on us refugees running wild while cleft for the sick Sawyer.
So through all my digging, I found one myself and I want to load it in the MPC software and see if we can get that same type of vibe going. So without saying too much, let's jump right inside the software and get this thing rocking. Let's do it. Now that I got the sample laid down, I kept it exactly the way it is because if you notice in that Rick Ross type of vibe, you know, he uses those old school soul samples and he pretty much keeps them the way they are. And then he goes ahead on and lays some thicker drums and then maybe some chords or some melodies or something like that to kind of bag the sample. But he keeps that in the background. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take this sample and we're going to cut a bunch of the frequencies out that way we can keep it in the background. So let's check out how we're going to do that. First, I'm going to pull up my EQ. And then we're going to play the sample and we're going to cut out some of the low end of the sample, pretty much all of it and all of the mids because we want to add our own lows and mids to it. So let's play the sample and do that. All right, there we go. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to find the key of the sample. So this is a plugin that I use. It's the Hornet SongKey MK2. And from what I hear, let's see if I can train my ear real quick. From what I hear, the sample is either in a C minor or an F minor, I think. That's what I kind of hear in the sample. I kind of train my ear to pick up those samples instead of just looking for the key. I train my ear to find the key whenever I'm making a melody or whenever I'm dealing with some type of song or listening to some type of music. So let's see. We're going to run this. We're going to hit reset. And then all we do is just play the sample and it's going to give us the key right here. It's going to detect the key. And that's the trick to using this plugin. You have to let the sample loop a few times. That way it can detect everything. And it's going to give you the key right here in the first slot here. and then it's going to show you just a bit of the other keys that it's picking up. So it's picking up the F minor and C minor key, but it's telling me 43% that it's F minor. So that's what we're going to go with. So yeah, my ear was absolutely right. All right, now we're going to come up with a few chords behind the sample. That way we can kind of back it up a little bit. That's why it's so important to know the key of the sample. That way we can play some chords. So we know we're in the F minor and C minor. So we're gonna stay in that register, and everything should make sense. And we're gonna kind of feel our way around. That way we kind of back up the sample with some chords. So let's just play the sample, and then we're gonna come up with something. And if it sounds nice, we're gonna record it. Let's do that. What I did was I pulled up an EQ, shaved off the low end, and also a little bit of a high to kind of blend the sample in nice. And then I put the Izotope Vinyl plugin on it and kind of warped it a little bit. That way it kind of fits that old school vibe that the sample has, like a warped record. And then I took the year down to like 1980. That way it cut out a lot of the low end of the piano. So that kind of worked out nice. And that way it fits in, blends in well with the sample. This plugin is good when you're dealing with samples like that, those old school samples, because it gives you that vinyl type of feel, that record style type of feel. So you can blend your clean sounds in nice with that old school record feel. And then after I did that, I pulled up a soft tube saturation knob just to kind of give it a little saturation, bump it up a little bit, and kind of make it stand out from the sample. All right, now we're going to drop the 808 on the track. And the key to this 808 is we want it nice and smooth, very, very nice. That way it has that smooth Maybach type style, you know, that elegant, classy style. You know, we still want a punchy 808, but we want it to be very, very smooth. So this is the 808 that I chose. It's almost like the bounce of a bass guitar, but still that smoothness that we need. And it still has that punchiness of an 808. So let's go on and drop this on the track. Let's do it. On the 808, I cut out just a bit of the high end, the low end here, kind of like 30 hertz right here to get rid of that low end rumble, to keep it really smooth. And then I cut out a lot of that high end ringing sound on the 808 just to kind of shape it off a little bit. Then I hit it with a saturation knob and then kind of bumped up the highs just a little bit to give it back that nice pop. So that's what creates our smooth 808. All right, let's lay down some drums on the track. We're gonna put a few percussion sounds in first, then we're gonna get to the kick and the snare. Okay, I layered two hi-hats together. That's what you guys now see. This hi-hat, it's kind of like a light high-end hi-hat, and then I have a shaker hi-hat that has like a delay effect on it to give it like a shaker feel. So that's the two hi-hats that I have layered. set of drums. Nice simple drums, keep the track moving. Really, really nice. All right, now we want to create a nice epic vibe. You know, so usually to do that, I use either horns or choirs to give it that nice bump to that epic type feel, you know, to where it's kind of dramatic. That carries along with that Maybach type style, that dramatic, elegant, classy type feel. So what I have here is a low end choir sound. So we're gonna play that on the track, and then we're gonna kind of EQ it to make it fit, because I know it's gonna clash with the 808, you know, because it has this low end. So we're gonna kind of EQ that to make it fit after we lay down the track. Now let's pull up our EQ. We're gonna go here and we're gonna make that fit in the mix a little bit better. If you see what I'm doing, I'm taking off the low end where all that rumble is. This is where my 808 resides, so I don't want any of this inside of that. So I'm lowering it down to where it disappears from the low end, and then I kind of move it back until it kind of fits my ear. If you have some headphones or if you have some really good speakers, you'll hear what I'm talking about here. So check this out. I'm going to do it again, and you'll see how it clears the horn out of the way. Sometimes you can shave off too much if you just kind of try and listen and take off just enough. So what you do is you bring it all the way down and then you bring it back slightly. I have a video that I'm going to leave a link in the video description of how to work your EQ like this. It's a really good video on how to get your sounds to blend using those EQs. Check that out, and it's going to show you this technique in detail, how I do that with different sounds. I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was really a pleasure making this joint with you guys. I think it came out really, really nice. I think we captured that nice, soulful, Maybach classic type vibe that we wanted to get. If you like the beat, please hit that thumbs up button, and also drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know what type of beats that you guys would like to see me create. Just a quick tip, always remember when you're making these style beats and you have that sample that you pick out, make sure that you find the key of that sample, and make sure any instruments that you lay down, it has that same exact type vibe. You saw me use the Izotope Vinyl plugin. That's a good plugin to make sure that whatever clean sounds you have in your VST, they translate well to that record and that vinyl type feel. I'm gonna leave a link in the video description where you can get that plugin. It's free, so make sure you cop that if you haven't already. Also, I'm gonna leave a link to the plugin that I use to find the key of the sample. That plugin is a really good plugin to have if you're working very quickly and you wanna just hurry up and find the key of the sample that you're working on. If you guys aren't already, please follow my Instagram @Drank Kang, and also follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/Dungeon Palace Studios. Thank you guys again for tuning in. This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.